how I felt. I just, didn't want to jangle anyone's nerves or anything like that. Okay, can you hear me okay? I can hear myself coming back at me, so I guess you can hear me okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to this Sunday service, or event, as Angie used to like to call it, and I know he's online right now, so I'll use his Angeloisms. I hope everybody's good. On the way here, I was reminded I reminded myself, if I'm grouchy or whatever it is, let it go. Just let it go. And that's why I'm going to give you all permission to just go. It's okay, let it go. If anything's bugging you, just let it go.
Then the second time you said, just go.
Just
I was waiting for them all to stand up and go.
No, did I say that? Didn't I say let it go? Oh.
The one in between didn't have that.
Oh. Uh-oh. I dropped something out of my speech. Anyway, I'm glad you're all here. I want to say welcome to you. And it's a beautiful day. I was up early this morning, and it was so nice outside. And then I get my watering and everything done before I get here, so I can relax when the heat comes. I don't have to do it. Anyway, we're going to go right into, I'm Rev Kim, you know me already. And we're going to go right into the meditation. So we're going to invite our wonderful Melissa Marosy, right? I said it right? Marosy, to play us something, and then we'll have a little bit of silence for a while. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return to who you are, return to what you are, return to where you are, born and reborn again. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. as we return again to our soul and to our conscious self, feeling more relaxed, more receptive, peaceful, and we can feel that joy that hums below the surface of us. It's always there. It's always waiting. We can feel that. So slowly open your eyes and welcome back. Welcome any newcomers today. Do we have any newcomers who have never been here before? Oh, hello.
Hello.
Can you stand and let us know your name?
I'm Kelsey.
Did you say Elsie?
Chelsea.
Chelsea. Nice to meet you, Chelsea. Welcome.
Thank you.
As I say to all the newcomers, we're a friendly bunch here. You have nothing to worry about. And I welcome all the Zoomers on today. I said hello. I said, it's so glad you're here with us. And the word, unity, and active are the themes for this month. We've heard some amazing things from different people, and it's been wonderful. And so today is going to be another amazing day of hearing what other people have to say to give us, elucidate us. I got to use that word. I do the New York Times crossword, okay? I'm not that good at it. Anyway, I think we should be all prepped here for a wonderful spiritual thought by the incomparable L.J. Bull.
She is using her words. Good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, I don't know if you can tell, I got new choppers. I got new choppers.
Nice.
I'm very excited about them, especially for 3 weeks I was cutting up my sandwiches because I couldn't bite. So I was cutting up all my sandwiches and everything, so I'm going, all right, I've got the real thing now. And of course, they don't make them the way they used to. They used to have metal in a permanent denture, but now they don't do that anymore. So everything is evolving. Now, why do I bring that up? Well, there are several reasons. But one of them that comes to mind is that everything that we see, one of the practices that I was taught in some of the classes that I participated in was, everything we see, you can just look at it and you can back it up, and you can start to see in your imagination, in the faculty of your imagination, you can start to see all the ideas that are part of that thing you're looking at. So the evolution of a jumper is pretty extensive. You know, the way a dentist decided in the first place that, hey, I know what I could do. Hey, a crown. Hey, a something. Hey. And how an idea built upon an idea. And then, of course, there's, ouch, it hurts when we do that. Oh, we've got another idea. And then there's another idea. And all these ideas that happen. But while I was sitting in the chair, having nothing to do, I also was remembering what got me here, what got me to having the need for these choppers. When I was 9 years old, I was being chased by a boy on a bike. And I was a girl on a bike. I had a banana seat bike, white handlebars. I was pedaling my little tushy off, trying to stay away from this boy who was chasing me. I think he was just chasing me for fun, but I didn't know that, so I was scared. And I ended up trying to turn into a gal's driveway that I knew, because he wasn't allowed there. I don't even know why I remember that he wasn't allowed there, no idea. But I missed the driveway. I hit the curb and I went flying. Yeah. And it was a driveway that swept up. And I went boom into it, chin first. Knocked one tooth out, chipped the other. And my knee was scratched up pretty good. So my face was bleeding, my knee was bleeding, and I looked at the boy and he had stopped his bike right there. And I go, help. And he's just frozen. And then, I don't know if he rode off or what happened, but I do remember being at Paulette, that was her name, her mother's front door, their front door. And I'm ringing the doorbell, a bloody, skinned up little girl, 9 years old. So she opens the door, and as a mom would, she got me settled. Towel, on a couch, waiting, calling my dad. I can't even imagine where my dad was at that moment, probably either getting ready for work or already there. And he comes, and he takes me to the dentist emergency. And the dentist says, if you find that tooth, I might be able to put it back in. So he goes back, and he does what he can there. And you know, it all felt like just a flash of trauma at the moment. But as I reflect back on it, I see all the love and all the caring for each other that people did. And all this, even in the startled boy. You know, I'm imagining he was pretty traumatized too in that. And it was before the times when you would just, you know, even consider lawsuits. You just go, oh, that's another accident. Kid had to fall off a bike. So, my dad also was really funny when it came to my gums being swollen and my teeth almost being disappeared because that's how much the head had reacted. And I said, am I going to have false teeth? And he says, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I actually laughed. And I got banana shakes for quite a while. They were pretty good. So as an adult, I reflect. I reflect on all the people coming together, that even in the middle of a traumatic moment, you know, there were people taking care of a little girl. And isn't that what we do? Mm-hmm. And it's not just for little girls that we see. It's the little girl and the little boy inside of us. There were all these memories of who we were. That's us. Through all of it. And we're here in the now. And we're alive. So what does that have to do with the word active in unity? Did you feel any of those in there? Mm-hmm. I've got one little reading. It might be the last one for a while because I know I've been promoting this book for some time now. Here, we're going to have a class. We're going to have conversations. We're going to have this. We're going to have that. But this thing called You, in the back, there is this one part that Ernest Holmes says, knowing that there is but one spirit in which everyone lives, moves, and has their being. You are to feel this spirit not only in your consciousness, but in your affairs. You are to hold conscious communion with the spirit, this spirit in humanity. In a hand clasp, you can feel its warmth and color. In the exchange of thought, you are to feel the presence of the divine. You are to sense it in everything. You are united with all. You are one with the eternal light itself. The presence of spirit within you blesses everyone you meet, tends to heal everything you touch, brings gladness into the life of everyone you contact. Therefore, you are a blessing to yourself, to mankind, and to the day in which you live. And so it is.
Thank you. I know, they look good. They look good. You know, as you were saying that, I remembered that in the really old, I think Elizabethan days, they used wood. They use wood for teeth. Yeah, I mean, I used to live in England and we used to watch old stuff. Wooden teeth. My daughter's going through the same sort of thing. She just had a tooth pulled for an implant, so she can only have applesauce and stuff like that right now. Soup. Anyway, that was lovely. Thank you. So now we're going to be blessed again with some music from Melissa. Let's give her a round of applause. Thank you.
Oh, the master guards the sheepfold bin. He wants to know, is my sheep wrong in? And he's calling softly, softly calling for them all to come gathering in. Oh, the master of the sheepfold, who guards the sheepfold bin, went out on the wind and the rain path where the long night's rain begins. And he said to his hireling shepherd, is my sheep, is they all brung in? He said to his hireling shepherd, is my sheep, is they all brung in? Oh, the master guards the sheepfold bin. He wants to know, is my sheep brung in? And he's calling, calling softly, softly calling for them all to come gathering in. And the hireling shepherd answered, there's some that's wan and thin, some that is all weathered, and they can't come in again. They are lost and good for nothing, and they won't come a gathering in. They are lost and good for nothing, and they can't come a gathering in. Oh, the master guards the sheepfold bin. He wants to know, is my sheep wrong in? And he's calling, calling softly, softly calling for them all to come gathering in. Then the master of the sheepfold, who guards the sheepfold bin, went out on the wind and the rain path where the long night's rain begins, until he let down the guards of the sheepfold, calling soft, come in, come in. He let down the bars of the sheepfold, calling soft, come in, come in. Then up from the gloom in the meadow, through the long night's rain and wind, up through the wind and the rain path where the long night's rain begins, come the long lost sheep of the sheepfold, they all come a gathering in. Come the long lost sheep of the sheepfold, they all come a gathering in. Oh, the master guards the sheepfold bin. He wants to know, is my sheep brung in? And he's calling, calling softly, softly calling for them all to come gathering in.
Thank you, Melissa. Oh, I turned it off. Turn it back on. Thank you, Melissa. All right. And now we have another wonderful thing for you to listen to. We have another incomparable speaker, and his name is Joseph Bull. Unless you don't like Joseph. You like Joe better?
Either one works. Good morning. just for the record, Luana and I have been together a long, long time. Long time.
Feels like yesterday.
I don't mean it as a bad thing. I'm just trying to help you understand that just because we've been together, that was not me that was chasing her on that bike. I just want to make that clear. So, Melissa, thank you. Beautiful song. So wonderful. It's good to see you all. The word. What is meant by my word? What is meant by your word? Well, first there's God's word, right? When we see the word written with a capital W, we know we're talking about God's Spirit and what God's Spirit has to say. That's originally where it all came from, isn't it? It means our conscious intention, our conscious direction, our faith and acceptance that because of what we are doing, our intention is the power of Spirit flowing through our own word in the direction that we give it. We direct that. Like a mirror, it will reflect back to us what we think into something. We know all limitations are self-imposed, don't we? They're all self-imposed. Nobody else did that to me. Nobody else did anything to you. It's all self-imposed. All the power of the universe is with us. We feel it, we know it, and we act on it if we're wise. That's how powerful our word really is. If we focus our attention on peace in our mind, that is what we receive. It's everything else in life about everything like that, isn't it? What I think is what I receive. Peace comes from our mind because we have focused our attention on it. It's like abundance. In whatever form I desire cannot be denied. Any abundance that I want, that you want. If that's where our attention, our intention is. I mean, think about trees. Trees do not lack flowers. I don't mean flowers, I meant leaves. Flowers respond and grow, don't they? Because they're good to their own word. They know what they are, and they grow. We are the only beings on this planet who really sometimes forget who we are and how much power we do have in our word. Trees, animals, flowers, they all believe in its own word. We can learn so much from that. As beings, we simply must have the will to be well and to be happy and live in joy. That's our goal, I think, in this life. I hope it is. Prepare our mind to receive the best that life has to offer. Yes. Our word is so powerful. We attract just what we are thinking in our minds. We have to think about how we think. Be careful what you ask for. As Ernest Holmes has pretty much said. Never limit our view by any past experience. It all starts in how we think, doesn't it? How we think. The abundance we desire to experience must first be the experience in our mind. That's the first place. I want abundance. I start thinking about abundance in my mind. I'm creating it in my mind. I'm starting to see it. And then it comes. That's how powerful we really are. We see it, visualize it, manifest it. Abundance to me means many things that we desire. For me, it's money, health, and happiness. That's all I'm asking for in life. Enough money to pay my bills, stay healthy, and be happy. Life is way too short to do anything else. We already have the realization of the presence of God's Spirit, that being the most powerful thing known to the mind of all of of us. We are more than we appear to be. Life is greater than we have ever known it. Through our own word, the best is yet to come, people. The best is yet to come. We begin right where we are right now, no matter the past, no matter the things that didn't work. We focus on how it's going to work now. Reverend Kim said, let it go. She's absolutely right. Let go of those things that didn't work. Because my word today is my word today. By the way, when you give your word to someone, for me, if I give you my word, you can count on it. That's better than a contract, written contract to me. It's my word. We can become hypnotized because we think what someone else told us to think when we were kids. Sometimes we just get caught up in that. We can create just like God created because the greatest creator of all is in us here, in our hearts. In our hearts. Nothing can hinder us but us. And if we believe we can, then we can. Believe as though you are and you will be. And then they're spiritually active. That's a big aha for me. Spiritually active. It's like an awakening for me. I woke up one morning after a few years of studying science of mind. And I shouldn't say I really studied it. I was going to church, science of mind church, and I was listening. I really didn't understand what was being said. It was all kind of new to me. But I was, taking in this new thought principle, liking what I was hearing. I had been frustrated with understanding what the new thought stuff really was and what it meant. So I was a little bit lost in it. As a teenager, I reached a stage in my young life when I suddenly didn't know who I really was. I felt like a robot, just going through the motions, right? I felt like I was told to go to school, come home, do my chores, do my homework, watch TV, go to bed, and repeat the same thing the very next day. And that was pretty much my life. Pretty boring. But that's what I was told. And I did as I was told by my parents, because they were the authority. But I didn't really have to have any worry in the world. I wasn't worried about anything at that time. I didn't have to think. My dad will confirm that for you. Because I told my dad, I said, Dad, I was thinking. He goes, hey, I do the thinking around here. You just be a little boy and go have fun. Okay. Well, then when I did something that wasn't so bright, my dad would say, what were you thinking? I was a little confused. So I don't know, Dad, I just wasn't thinking that. I don't know if you guys ever gone through that or not. As a young teenager, my mom used to call me a young terrorist. She would grab me up and say, what happened to my sweet little boy? And there's a friend of ours that would say to us, I hate teenagers. And she had them. She went through that period. I'm like, wow. Anyway, but I was taking Science of Mind foundational class with Reverend Dodie Henry. Dodie Henry is a fabulous healer, by the way. Same thing. I mean, she's just a brilliant, brilliant person. Sandy remembers Dodie. And Dodie was my instructor, and I couldn't see the connection that I was of the image and likeness of God. I told Dodie, I said, I'm the image and likeness of God? How can that be? She'd go, oh, it be. Okay. She had great patience. She walked me through my spiritual activity in my mind. She taught me how to talk with God, listen to God, actively walk with God. Isn't that cool? I remember telling you when I was a kid walking home, I was talking to God. I didn't even know God, but But I knew I went, other churches back when I was a kid, they all scared the hell out of me, but I went because I was told I had to go, but I knew there was a God. So I started talking to this God. And it did give me a sense of someone I could talk to without feeling embarrassed or questioned or told that I'm not thinking clearly. So that's when God became my invisible friend. It was an awakening for me about how it's all connected. Everything is why we are here, our purpose. All of it became so clear through Reverend Doty. I woke up one morning and I went, after reading so much of the Science of Mind Foundation course and reading the Science of Mind book, I went, oh my God, I get it. It just came to me like a flash. Now I know what she's talking about. Now I know how to work with this, how to connect with God, how to connect with other people, how to be spiritually active. It was fabulous for me. By the way, all these things I'm telling you this morning, I brought out excerpts from Ernest Holmes, of course, and Raymond Charles Barker, and Reverend Michael Beckwith, is what I've been reading about lately. This is where I get some of this stuff to talk to you about today. But we all start to learn when we are ready to learn how to obtain peace, love, purpose, when we are ready. How to talk with God and also when and how to listen to God is part of the journey. There's talking to God and there's listening to God. For me, when I pray, I'm talking to God. When I'm in meditation, I'm listening to God. There's a difference, folks. I feel so fortunate to have a partner in life, Luana, that wanted to discover a religion and church that we could go to together. I was a old Baptist type kid. She was Catholic. And we tried going to these different churches together as a couple and just, didn't work out for us. So we got introduced by a friend of hers to the Science of Mind, a church in Fresno. Being that we were introduced to the Science of Mind really broadened our thoughts on life. We'd go home and talk about what we had heard that day. Reverend Michael Beckwith has talked about how we see things in a more positive light when we open up our mind to all the possibilities. I never thought about all these possibilities outside of God. This was the Word in the Bible. This is it. And I was taught there's more. He says we don't have to have inspiration come to us. It is already in us. We don't attract opportunities. We are the opportunity. We already are people. Everything we seek is already inside here of us. Everything we want is already on this planet. All we need to do is open our minds to it. These are the things I was being taught. We are united with everything and everyone. We don't have to search for what we want. We can express our spirituality in many ways. Being active in it in many ways, through music, art, through our work or play. It's there. Connecting with other people. That's what we're supposed to do on this planet. We don't have to sell our beliefs to others, do we? No. Just be the belief. Just demonstrating our activity of spiritual beingness draws people to sometimes ask, Joe, what's different about you? There's something more positive about you. There's something more open about you. That's my opportunity to talk to God with them about just being who I am through these teachings. These positive attitudes help us during a tough time, don't they? Helps us to feel helpful versus helpless. Growing up, when we were mostly taught that we must accomplish things daily, otherwise what is our worth? I was told this time and time again. Actively busy all day means self-worth, right? I guess that's what I was told. But what about resting? Taking the time to sit and contemplate, to meditate, to evaluate what is important to us, to regroup, not constantly going. Ernest Holmes talks about this, resting to open our minds to other possibilities, because it's already there, it's just kind of hidden from us, because we're so busy doing all the time. So much duty. I was raised in a hurry-up kind of a state of mind in my family. My father was always keeping myself and my siblings on active duty. We got to do this, then we got to go get this done, and then we got to do this, we gotta. Okay, and it has stuck with me all these years. When he was still alive and living with my stepmom in Cedar City, Utah, I'd go back and visit with him. Sometimes I'd take Luana if I could get her to go. She goes, go visit your dad?
He didn't like me.
But I know I would get there and my dad says, oh, you must be tired. Let me get you a beer and put your stuff away and let's just go sit down out back and talk. My dad would pour himself a glass of champagne that he liked and we talked, and we were just relaxing for about 10 minutes. And he goes, okay, we got to get moving. What's happening? He goes, well, we got to get ready to make dinner. Oh, okay. So he'd get the skillet and put it outside, and he cooked up some pork chops to die for. He'd make the pork chops, and Mom was inside doing all the other things. But they were rushing, and I was going, how can I help? They go, no, you're here to relax. You just relax. And I'm watching them just hustle through this. And we got through with dinner, got up, we were washing the dishes, putting everything away. And my dad says, okay, my show's coming on. Texas Ranger, I think that's what he loved. And he said, okay, my show's coming on, let's watch my show. I said, okay, that's fine with me. So we sit down, he watches it for about 10 minutes, and he gets up and walks away. I said, what are we doing? Oh, I got to go out and do this now. I'm like, wow. So that's where I got it from. I'm doing better today. I'm not as bad, but I do check my watch quite a bit. And Luana's always watching me to go, Joe, you have all the time in the world. And she's right. We do. We all do, folks. But I love her reminders to me for that. I had to teach myself that I don't need to constantly be doing something. Luana and I can just sit at home and just chill, just relax. And it just makes the whole day feel like there's plenty of it. When we learn to take time to just sit and be, we start to see the beauty around us. I've talked to you before about when I just sit near my forest area, just sit there and look. There's nothing going on, and all of a sudden, there's all kinds of things going on. I see all the activity of the animals. I hear the winds in the trees. I see it all happening in front of me. There's life everywhere. But if I don't sit and watch it, I would miss that. I invite you to do that. We start to unite with everything around us. New ideas come to us. Practical ways and spirituality come to us. In a relaxed state of mind, inspiration comes to us. We can start to feel we are contributing to ourselves and to others. We find time to call a friend or a relative, just out of the blue. Hey, I just want to call and say hi. If you call one of my relatives, a certain one, they'll go, hi, what's wrong? When we stop and rest, it gives us time to check in with ourselves, always. Resting gives us time to care for our bodies too, folks. Reduces wear and tear on our bodies. It reducing stress of our bodies, reducing disease, illness, all those things when we relax. I've mentioned this before, it's worth mentioning again. Jean Higgins, God bless her. She lived to be in her late 90s, and she, at one of the churches we used to go to in Fresno, she was always tending to the gardens in our walkway areas leading to the church door. And she made that place just look beautiful. So after she passed, there was a little monument put there, Jean Higgins Garden. She was such a wonderful person, and she loved hugs. Man, she just, every time I saw her, she gave me the best heart-to-heart hugs. It just filled my heart. One time I was at church, and I had a cold or something, chest cold, I think. And Jean saw me, and she came over to hug me. I said, Jean, I'd love to hug you, but I've got a cold, and I don't want to give this to you. She goes, I won't get your cold. Why? She goes, because I don't believe in them. I thought that was the most profound New Thought thing I've ever heard. Wow. You know, ever since she's told me that, I used to get bronchitis every winter. Every winter, guaranteed I get bronchitis. I've had pneumonia twice in my life. I've had colds and flus and all this stuff. I haven't had that stuff in years because I stopped believing in them. Thank you for that, Jean. Yeah. I used to even have asthma. It's gone. I don't believe in that stuff anymore. There's something to that, isn't there? Yeah. Let us remember to take time to check in with ourselves and through our word, our activity, and our unity with each other. Thank you. So it is.
Thank you, Joe. Lots of juicy stuff in there. I was actually thinking about how we are the gift.
Yes.
You know, we are the gift.
Yes.
And we all have different, maybe gifts in different areas, but our whole life is the gift.
Yes.
That's wonderful. Excuse me, my throat. Okay, so I'm going to ask two people to step up and maybe do the offertory. Somebody would, it's so exciting, I'm telling you, you're missing out. If you don't come and do this, you're gonna miss it. Well, thank you, look at that. We got some excited, inspired people here. Okay, we're gonna do the offertory first, and then we'll let you loose. So divine love flowing through me, blesses and increases all that I give and all that I receive. All right, on your mark, get set. Okay, those on Zoom, you all know what to do, or do you need some more explanation?
No,
Missy usually puts it up,
Missy put it
so
up.
it should be there. In the chat, is that where it is? Okay. You can also send a check to the Positive Living Center if you want to, and it's P.O. Box 2683, Oakhurst, California, 93644. I read that. I sometimes forget my zip code. Where do I live now? All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, ushers.
All right, now we get to the another place where it's kind of a free-for-all, but I will have to direct it. It's announcement time. Has anyone got an announcement they would like to make? I have one announcement. I went yesterday, I was there at 7:30 in the morning to take my hazardous waste to the high school. Oh, you were there too? I didn't see you. I got there, I was up at 6 o'clock and I got over there about 7:30.
I was there at 7:15.
Okay, well, you were ahead of me then. I didn't see you, but it's a great
He
thing.
said he had 20 people in front of him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there were people there early,
Yes.
just waiting, you know, so, but it wasn't that bad. Once 8 o'clock, I was done by 1:15. So it's a great thing to do, because if you don't go and use that opportunity, you have to drive to Chowchilla.
Yeah.
It's a long way. I want to do it.
Yeah.
So, and it was wonderful. I was done.
Yeah.
Mind you, I had to have a nap yesterday afternoon. I was tired. Okay, so any other announcements? I took that one. Okay. Hello, yes, Dale.
I don't have anything to say, I just like to shock my wife. She says every time I talk, she never knows what's gonna come out of my mouth.
I see. You're a surprising person to
So I wanna
live
get
with.
even with her. I've been on this deal because I sat around so much that I used to do something. And so I wanted to take her and show her some of the things I've done, you know. So last Sunday, we went up to Oakland. I was gonna show her how I put 100 of these 100-year-old olive trees in the airport. The airport wasn't even the same. No trees, no nothing. So yesterday, we were going through, I say, in my hometown, going up to Sequoia, and I said, I'll show you a place that I did. I did the Sizzler, and it'll always be there. Went by there, the whole place had changed,
Yeah, I know.
landscaping and all.
And it seems like it goes really quickly too,
And you know what
doesn't
she says to me? She says, you always say you like progress.
Mhm.
She just threw it right back in my face.
it?
And I do, I love progress. My dad said he was born in 1900 and died in 1980, and he said he was born in horse and buggy days, and he got to see the man walk on the moon, and he thought that was great.
Mhm.
What do you think about these pocket phones that used to take up a whole warehouse, you know, to do the things that they do? That would just kill him. We're going through the desert the other day, and all this wasteland, we see it for miles. It looked like a mirage. It's just miles and miles of these here screens, you know, the solar screens.
Yes.
Oh.
All this land being used for that. Going over to Hatchie, all these windmills.
Yep.
We moved into a senior place when we retired. And I thought this neat, you know. Never seen a baby.
Oh,
Everybody's old, and they don't like to go see those old people. So my grandson brings over his 2-week-old baby. And I just wanted to feel a newborn. Like the other day, her granddaughter brings over her 2-month-old baby. They're talking about how he looks like this one and that one, you know. And I can't help but look at him now. I want to go to a nursery at a hospital and look at it. And
newborn babies, that's what you want to
is
see?
invented in China. Not everything is invented somewhere else. One of these babies is going to come up with some life-saving drug or something. I look at them differently because they are the reason for progress. They don't come from old people.
Mhm.
Progress comes from these babies.
Yes.
Grows up and get educated,
Yeah.
learn what to do. And I guess I like progress.
You do like progress.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other announcements? Oh, LJ, come on up.
I have a chant opportunity. It's going to start, if you haven't seen it in the iFocus, it's going to start July 14th. And we're going to do 7 weeks. It'll be right after Sunday service. And it's only going to be an hour, but I'm really excited. It's a chant, a chakra healing chants, and it's done by Sophia. And I don't know if you're familiar with, is it David and Stephen Gordon? their last name? I might be butchering that, but they're great musicians and producers, and it is a wonderful experience. And where we take it from our first listening will be a joy to experience together. So look forward, if you'd like to do that, July 14th.
It's fun. We always have fun when we do that. I like that. Any other announcements? Okay, on that same level of chanting, it's going to be called Mantra Monday. It'll be it's going to be an evening here at the PLC, and it'll be a small cover, not a big charge, but it'll be a small fee. And we'll have Diva Vani, who will be leading. And if you'd like to also chant along, you can, or you can just listen. It'll be a really interesting and very nice evening. So I hope to see you there. And that will be on the 29th. I was saying the 28th for the longest time. It's the 29th, and it's a Monday. Okay, anybody else? This is the last time I'm asking. All righty. I think we're going to have some music now. That would be very nice again. So let's welcome Melissa back.
I've been trying to think of some songs as we fit the themes for this month, without much success. Until it dawned on me that this song maybe fits with unity. So see what you think. Did you sing your children lullabies to calm their fears at night? Did you hold them gently till they went to sleep? Did you plant in them the seeds of hope for new and better lives? Did you make them promises you couldn't keep? And do you think of me as enemy? And could you call me friend? Or will we let our differences destroy us in the end? The wall that stands between us could be a window too. When I look into the mirror, I see you. And do you have sons who fight for peace the way I'm told mine do? Do they send you photographs from foreign lands? Do you chill to see the missiles, and do they haunt your dreams? Do you wonder who's the power, who's the hands? And do you think of me as enemy? And could you call me friend? Or will we let our differences destroy us in the end? The wall that stands between us could be a window too. When I look into the mirror, I see you. Oh, may we live to see the day when walls of words and fear no longer stand between the truth and dreams. When walls of windows rise into the distance and we dare to look into the mirror and see peace. And do you think of me as enemy? And could you call me friend? Or will we let our differences destroy us in the end? The wall that stands between us could be a window too. When I look into the mirror, I see you. When I look into the mirror,
lovely song.
Yeah.
And thank you, Melissa. I always enjoy when you come. This is your second time, right? Yeah, I hope you're coming again. That's great. So now we're going to invite Reverend Sandy up to do the closing prayer.
Prayer of protection.
Oh, I didn't do the prayer protection.
Okay.
I can do it after. You can do it. I can do it now. Okay, I'll do it now. Thank you, Miss. That was Missy up there. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. The presence of God watches over me. The energy of God is me. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Thanks.
Just take those deep breaths and pull in everything that you've heard today and all the love that's here and all the divine. And know that each of us is divinely protected against whatever is going on in our lives. And know that even though the heat is extreme, that it is all right for each of us, that we find a way to make it through, that life is good no matter what's going on in our environment. For we are blessed, and the world needs us. In our blessing, we bless everything around us. So we bless the heat, and we make it through safely and easily. And say with me, please, and so it is.
Let's see, I'm not forgetting anything else, I don't think, except to say, have a great week. We'll see you back here next week, because we always like seeing your faces. So have a great week. Thanks for being here. Bye.